promising preseason, the UP Lady Maroons crash out of the Final Four race. The USC Tigresses, meanwhile, improved their chances for a twice-to-beat advantage in the Final Four. Now, Synj and Z, let's start with UP. This has been quite a trend for them, starting really well. But then, what went wrong with the Lady Maroons, Synj?
Well, I don't know. They really have the ingredients. They're the team that everyone has been rooting for.
Since the previous season.
Since the previous season, since
the
season 79, since for the longest time. And every year, even if you're not a fan of UP, there's a part of you that will root for UP. And what's really sad is they just really can't fix their groove to actually win it. They will have a good first round, and then when they get to the second round, it starts to become problematic.
I agree. I remember I did some analysis, I think 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
They had the same trend. Like, they would be playing so well the first round, and then once they have that crucial game that they lose to like a big contender like Ateneo or LaSalle, they start falling down. I think they just lose their firepower all throughout. Wala sila yung panapos. I think kinapos lang talaga sila.
How can they fix that? It feels like it's hard to find a solution, but do you think there's either a person or maybe a technicality where they could fix that problem of theirs that's been there for the past few seasons?
I think that's a tough question. But from what we see, I think they need at least 2 or 3 leaders inside the court.
When Isa was gone, it was a big factor.
Yeah, when we saw them play against Ateneo and then Isa went down with an injury, parang they got really shook out of their wits talaga, and no one knew what to do or how to lead the team or how to play anymore, which was very unfortunate. But even after that game, parang may kulang pa rin na hinahanap natin from the UP squad.
And I think they need to start to believe in themselves that they're a strong squad now. They're a contender. They're really they really have the right to become in the Final Four. Most Final Four predictions will have them as a constant staple in that prediction preseason.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
Everyone
and they
had
did so well for the preseason.
Definitely. So, but again, the UAP is different. This is their mother league. They have to perform here and they have to show up here, because even though how well they perform outside the season, it won't matter if they don't bring their game into the UAP.
Now, there will be quite a few graduating players from UP. I think Isa might not pursue a 5th year. We're not quite sure about that. So how will that affect the younger batch when their already existing leaders are leaving?
Well,
who's bound to step up? Zia?
Well, we could see that there are some bright spots like Marian Bitre.
Yes.
But it really matters on the recruits also to see if they can fill in, or the existing players in the lineup, if they can fill in the shoes of Tots, Ayel, or Isa if they opt to like not play their last year. And I guess also they have to, I agree with Synjin, they have to believe in themselves. I mean, they've already won championships, 2 championships off season, and you know, they already know how it feels to win and what to do to win. So I think it's a matter of execution during the UAAP season.
I'll put my money on the spark off the bench in their game against NU, which was Rosie Rocher.
Oh, yes.
And really great performance stepping in. But Rosie just has 2 more years left, so it's really going to be a new set of leaders that we're awaiting for the side of UP. But on the other side, NU really, they're like the UP of the past.
Wow.
You know, yung team na may mga bata na aabangan mo na lalakas.
Now, speaking of NU, Synj, do you think that the previous game dictated or at least influenced the outcome for UST versus FEU?
Well, to a certain extent, probably, because when it was the 4th set, UP was winning. You would see in the arena, UST and FEU were really like clenching their fists, like. Ano na, parang, kasi if manalo si UP kung nanalo si UP that game, it would have been a big factor. Like, it would have been probably more hard fought that game. But I'm not saying FE and UST did not give their best in their game. But
there would have been more to lose.
Yep, there would have been more to lose if they lost.
Do you agree with that, Z?
Well, I think at that Sunday's game, I think everyone just wanted to be sure of their spots.
Yep.
That's why the fans of UST and FU were cheering for NU. Para sure na sila na yung nasa top 4. But of course, and we've seen the interviews of the coaches of FEU and UST that they weren't naman praying that it was going to be an upset for UP. But of course, they were relying on their own game to clinch the top 4 spot.
What was lacking with the FEU squad that UST was able to beat them in 3 straight sets? Usually, at least FEU would put up at least 5 sets or 4. But this time, UST just backed down that win, secured their spot, and now they're on the running for a twice-to-beat advantage as well. Synj.
UST was just more hungry to win, probably.
So the weekend was all about really hunger. Who was more hungry?
Yes.
Definitely. Like, at this point of the competition, you're quite secure as to where you are, either the top part or the lower bottom of the standings. But it's really about like who really wants to get more wins and who's really going for their goal, which is to get a higher seed.
Yeah, it's the last few games of the second round. I think it's what sets apart from those bottom teams, definitely, because I think more than the hunger to win, it's the hating to lose at this part of the competition.
Now, speaking of standings, you said there are 2 remaining games for round 2. Can you give us the final 4 scenarios? Who are still on the running for the twice-to-beat edge? Synj.
Technically, everyone is still in the running.
Yes.
But probably everyone...
Who has a higher chance?
But
then?
the ones with the higher chances are still LaSalle and UST, definitely, and Ateneo, of course. FEU, medyo...
it will depend
it will
on
really
the other
depend
teams.
on the other teams what happens. But essentially, LaSalle, Ateneo, and UST can still fight for a twice-to-beat advantage, and it will probably happen through a playoff for the second spot.
Z, can you give us at least a Final 4 prediction of the matchups? Like who would go against who? I know it's too much pressure, but based on the performances and how they're dictating with how they're playing right now, who do you think will go against who? So let's go first.
Okay.
Let's not worry about the standings, I guess.
Okay.
Let's just think about the matchup.
That will mean predicting the standings.
Yeah.
But so far, I think, and depending on their performances, I believe it's going to be Ateneo and FEU, and then LaSalle and UST.
But with LaSalle UST, we're not yet sure kung sino magta-twice-to-beat
kung sino yung
dyan.
2 or 3.
Okay, so we've got some exciting last 2 games for us. Thank you so much, Z. Thank you so much, Synj, for sharing your thoughts about this. I
You're
know
welcome.
we've got exciting games ahead.
A lot of things to talk about,
That's
definitely.
true, but still ahead, the Green Batters reclaim the UAAP Baseball Championship. Stay with us.